My name's Tom, and I'm just a regular guy trying to make sense of a life that feels like it got yanked out from under me. I'm not here for pity, just trying to get this off my chest so I can maybe sleep without staring at the ceiling all night. If you've ever been blindsided by someone you thought you knew, you'll get where I'm coming from. I'm still in that no way this is real fog, like I'm stuck in some bad movie. Let me lay it out. Me and Lila, we've been married 6 years, together for 9. No kids, just a cat named Whiskers who's probably the only one keeping it together right now. We met at this random trivia night at a bar. My buddy Nate dragged me there to fill out his team, and Lila showed up with her cousin Tara, who was way too into the game. Lila and I ended up at the bar, ignoring the questions, debating whether pineapple belongs on pizza. I said it's a crime. She said it's a masterpiece. Somehow, that turned into a first date, then a life together. Looking back, maybe I should have paid more attention when she kept talking about needing stability over everything else. Hindsight's a cruel thing. Life with Lila wasn't some grand romance, but it worked. We had our fights, mostly small stuff, like whose turn it was to do dishes or why I left my boots by the door. I got a promotion at the warehouse this year. Nothing huge, just enough to feel like we were getting ahead. We've been chipping away at our mortgage for years, skipping vacations, eating at home. Lila always pushed to pay extra, saying debt was a trap. So when I saw we had $45,000 left, I thought, why not clear it? I mean, owning our house free and clear before we're 40? That's the dream, right? I planned it as a surprise, cooked a nice dinner, told her over candlelight. She smiled, kissed me, even posted on social media about being #debt-free. Whiskers got a new toy mouse. Everything felt perfect. But then she got strange. Not mad, just distant. She'd stare at her phone, barely talk, like she was somewhere else. One night, brushing our teeth, she said, "Guess you can finally chill now, huh?" It sounded casual, but something in her tone was off, like she was testing me. I let it slide. Then, a couple nights later, I couldn't sleep. I went to grab a beer from the fridge and heard her voice from the living room, low but sharp, on a video call with Tara. I wasn't trying to eavesdrop, but our house is small and her laugh cut through the quiet. She was saying, now that the mortgage is gone, I can finally ditch Tom and take it all. No more pretending. I earned this. Tara was giggling, saying Lila deserved better, that I'd never see it coming. I stood there, frozen, beer in hand, feeling like an idiot. I didn't confront her. I just went back to bed, sat in the dark, and started thinking. See, Lila's always been obsessed with having a safety net. Her parents went bankrupt when she was a kid, lost everything. Her dad split, and her mom's been hustling ever since. Lila swore she'd never be that vulnerable again. I thought I was helping her feel secure, not setting myself up to be the fall guy. Now I'm wondering if she ever cared about me or if I was just a means to an end, a steady job, a paid-off house. We've had fights about money before. She'd get mad if I spent on anything she didn't approve, like a new grill. Once, she yelled at me for not wanting to refinance, saying I was holding her back. I thought it was just stress. Now I see it was all part of her plan. I didn't say a word the next morning. Watched her pour coffee, act like everything was fine, while Whiskers rubbed against my leg like he knew something was wrong. I'm not dumb. If I call her out now, she'll twist it, make me the bad guy. She's good at that, always has been. So, I'm playing it smart. I'm making a plan, checking what's in my name, what's joint, what I can protect. Lila thinks she's got this all figured out, but I'm not the guy she can just walk over. Whiskers is with me, and I'm not letting her take what's mine. I'll keep you posted when I figure out my next move, but for now, I'm just watching, waiting, and making sure she doesn't get the last laugh. So, here I am, a couple days after hearing Lila's big plan to ditch me and take everything now that the house is ours, free and clear. I didn't sleep much that first night, just lay there with Whiskers curled up by my feet, staring at the ceiling, replaying her words. I can finally ditch Tom and take it all. It's like a punch you don't see coming. But by morning, something shifted. I wasn't mad, not yet, just focused, like when you're fixing a machine and you know one wrong move could wreck it. I got this calm, like the quiet before a big storm rolls in. Whiskers stuck close all day, meowing for his food early, like he could sense the tension in the air. Lila, though? She was acting like she just won the lottery. She was all smiles, humming some pop song while she made coffee, which she never does. Then she hits me with, "Hey, should we redo the kitchen now that we own this place outright?" She leaned on the word, own, watching me like she was waiting for me to slip up. I just shrugged and said, "If you want." Her eyes narrowed, and she gave this little smirk, like she thought she was playing chess and I didn't even know the rules. I saw it, though. I'm not as clueless as she thinks. I started small, keeping it subtle. First thing, I checked all our accounts. Sounds simple, but it's a mess. Our joint checking, my personal savings, her old account she barely uses, plus some random savings account we opened years ago at a credit union for emergencies. I logged into everything, changed my direct deposit to go to my personal account, the one Lila never touches because she says the bank's website is clunky. I left enough in the joint account to cover bills for a month, but not so much she could clean it out and run. It's not shady, it's just looking out for myself. You don't walk into a fight with your hands tied. Then I started eyeing the stuff in the house. I'm not talking about the big things like the dining table, but the stuff that's mine. The TV I bought with my bonus 2 years ago, the toolbox my dad gave me, the record player I fixed up last summer, even the coffee maker I got because Lila kept complaining ours was too slow. A lot of it's from my side, gifts from my family, stuff I paid for. I started making a mental list of what I could move without her noticing right away. I told Lila I was helping Nate with a project at his place, so I'd be taking some tools over. She barely looked up from her phone, just said, "Fine, whatever." I loaded up the toolbox, the record player, and whisker scratching post, just in case. She didn't even blink. That night, I heard her on the phone with Tara again, not even trying to keep it down. She was talking about looking at condos, saying, "Once I get the house, I'm set. Tom will get over it. He's too soft to fight." Tara was egging her on, saying I'd probably just hand it over. I stood in the hallway, gripping my beer, thinking soft, huh? That's when I started writing things down. Everything I paid for, everything I brought into this marriage. Nate's got a storage unit he's letting me use, so I figured I'd move stuff there bit by bit. I told him I was just decluttering, and he gave me this look but didn't push. He just said, "You know where to find me." Lila's getting bolder. She left her laptop open with tabs for condos and divorce lawyers, like she wants me to see it. She started asking weird questions, like if my parents were still planning to retire soon or if I'd mind if she repainted the bedroom. I just said, "Do whatever you want." I could tell it bugged her. She's used to me arguing back, but I'm not giving her that. One night, she tried to start something, saying, "Maybe we should split up the bills differently now that we're debt-free." I said, "Sure, whatever works." She stared at me, hard, then said, "You're acting weird. Don't you care about this house?" I just nodded and said, "You've got it under control." She didn't like that. She stormed off, slammed the bathroom door, and didn't talk to me for the rest of the night. Then she called her mom, loud enough for me to hear through the wall. She was saying she's worried I'm not myself, that I'm acting distant. Her mom called me later, asked if I was okay. I said, "Just swamped at work, no big deal." She didn't sound convinced, but she let it go. Lila came out of the bedroom right after, asking if I'd seen her phone charger. I said I moved it while cleaning. She rolled her eyes, muttered something about me being useless, and walked away. Whiskers just looked at me like, "What's her deal?" I'm not confronting her yet. I'm watching, moving pieces when she's not looking. She thinks she's got me figured out, but I'm not the guy who's just gonna roll over. I'm making sure when she tries to pull her stunt, there's nothing left for her to take. I'll keep you posted on what happens next. This is just the start, and I'm not backing down. It's been a week since I overheard Lila plotting to leave me high and dry now that the house is paid off, and I'm still keeping my cards close. I'm not sleeping great, but I'm sharp, like I'm wired on too much coffee. Whiskers has been my shadow, curling up on the couch where I've started crashing most nights. He's not dumb, he knows something's off. Lila's acting like everything's normal, but she's slipping, and I'm not letting her get the jump on me. I'm moving faster now, making sure I'm covered when she finally shows her hand. Lila's getting careless. She's still playing the happy wife in front of people, but at home, she's dropping hints like she wants me to crack. Yesterday, she left her phone on the counter, and I saw a text from Tara pop up, "You're so close, girl. Just keep him chill." I didn't touch the phone, just let it sit there. Later, she was on a call with Tara, talking about new beginnings and how she's ready for a change. She didn't even close the door. I heard her say, "Tom's not gonna fight for the house. He's too busy playing nice." I just stood in the kitchen, washing dishes, acting like I didn't hear a thing. But I'm not playing nice, I'm playing smart. I've been moving more stuff out. I told Lila I was helping Nate fix up his garage, so I took my dad's old toolbox, my vinyl records, and the gaming console I got last Christmas. Whiskers' food and litter box went in my truck, too. She didn't notice at first, but this morning she asked where the console was. I said I lent it to Nate. She huffed and said, "You're always giving our stuff away." I just shrugged. Our stuff? Funny, since she's planning to take it all. I've been stashing things in Nate's storage unit, and he's starting to ask questions. I told him I'm just reorganizing, but he gave me that look like he knows I'm full of it. He didn't push, just said, "You need me, I'm here." Lila's pushing harder now. She started bringing up random stuff, like how we should rethink our priorities, or if I'd ever want to move closer to her mom. I said, "Whatever you think's best." That threw her off. She's used to me arguing, but I'm not giving her anything to work with. Last night, she tried to start a fight, saying I'm not pulling my weight since the mortgage is gone. "You act like you don't care about our future," she said, arms crossed. I just said, "You've got big plans, don't you?" Her face twitched, like she wasn't sure if I was on to her. She stormed off, locked herself in the bedroom, and didn't come out till morning. I checked the joint account again, and she hasn't touched it, but I moved more of my savings to my personal account, just in case. I also started documenting everything, receipts for the TV, the console, even the lawnmower I bought last summer. I took pictures of all my stuff, made a list of what's mine, what's hers, what's joint. I'm not letting her twist this later and say I took what wasn't mine. I called the bank, made sure my name's still on the house deed, and checked the insurance. Everything's solid for now. Her mom called again, saying Lila told her I'm acting strange. I said, "Work's been tough, but I'm fine." She asked if Lila and I were okay, and I said, "We're just figuring things out." Lila overheard me, And when I hung up, she snapped, "Why are you talking to my mom like that?" I said, "She called me. What do you want me to say?" She grabbed her keys and left for a couple hours. When she came back, she was all smiles, like nothing happened, but Whiskers hissed at her, which he never does. She's starting to notice things missing. She asked about the coffee maker yesterday, and I said it broke, so I tossed it. She didn't buy it, but she didn't push. Then she checked the joint account and saw the balance was lower. "Why is there barely anything in here?" she demanded. I said, "Bills add up." She glared, grabbed my phone off the table, and tried to unlock it. I'd changed the password, so it didn't work. She threw it down and stormed out. I just picked it up and kept eating my cereal. Lila's getting desperate. She invited Tara and her new boyfriend over for dinner, probably to show off how fine everything is. I said I wasn't feeling it and stayed in the garage. She came out later, yelling about me embarrassing her. I said, "Didn't think you needed me to play happy couple." She slammed the garage door so hard it shook. Tara texted me later, saying I'm being a jerk. I didn't reply. Lila's sleeping with her phone under her pillow now, and she's hiding her laptop in her bag. She even asked if I'd let her take Whiskers to her mom's if we ever split. I said, "Whiskers stays with me." She rolled her eyes and walked away. The house feels like a minefield. Every conversation's a trap. Every look's a test. I'm keeping my cool, moving what I can, documenting everything. She thinks she's got this in the bag, but I'm not the guy she can just steamroll. I'm ready for whatever she tries next. I'll let you know how it plays out. It's been about 10 days since I caught Lila laughing with Tara about ditching me and taking everything now that the house is paid off, and the air in our place is thick with unspoken words. I'm still sleeping on the couch, Whiskers sprawled across my chest like he's guarding me. I'm not raging, but I'm done playing dumb. Every day, I'm piecing together my exit plan, moving stuff, locking things down, while Lila's starting to unravel. She thinks she's still running the show, but I'm not the guy she can just walk over anymore. Lila's not even pretending to be subtle now. She's leaving her laptop open with searches for how to divide assets in a divorce and who gets the house. I saw an email from Tara with a link to a lawyer's website, just sitting there in her inbox. She's not whispering on her calls anymore. Last night, I heard her tell Tara, "I'll have the house, and Tom can figure out his own mess. He's too spineless to fight." I was in the next room, folding laundry, acting like I didn't hear. Spineless? That's rich. I'm not fighting on her terms, that's for sure. I'm playing this my way. I've stepped up my game. I've moved almost everything that's mine out of the house, my TV, my record player, my toolbox, even the camping gear I bought for our one disastrous trip years ago. I told Lila I was helping Nate with a side job, so I've been loading my truck with boxes every couple of days. Whiskers' stuff is already at Nate's storage unit, his litter box, his favorite blanket, his food bowls. Lila hasn't noticed half of it's gone. Yesterday, she asked where the blender was, and I said it broke. She squinted at me, like she knew I was lying, but didn't push. I've been taking pictures of everything I move, keeping receipts, making lists of what's mine. I'm not letting her spin this later and say I stole her stuff. The joint account's almost empty now. I've moved my paycheck to my personal account, paid off my credit card, and closed out a couple of small accounts that were in my name. I left just enough in the joint for utilities, but not enough for her to pull anything big. I called the insurance company to make sure the house policy is straight, my name's on it, and I'm not taking chances. I even started boxing up personal stuff like my old high school yearbooks and the watch my grandpa left me. Nate's letting me store it all at his place, and he's starting to get curious. "You moving out or what?" he asked yesterday. I said, "Just getting organized." He nodded, but I could tell he's not buying it. Lila's getting sloppy and desperate. She's been asking pointed questions, like if I've talked to my parents about our plans, or if I'd be okay with her taking a short trip to her mom's. I just say, "Do what you need to." It's driving her nuts. Last night, she tried to pick a fight over the electric bill, saying I'm using too much power with my stupid garage projects. I said, "Switch providers if it bothers you." She slammed her mug down, coffee splashing everywhere, and stormed upstairs. Whiskers bolted under the couch. Later, she called her mom, loud as ever, saying I'm checked out and she's worried I'm hiding something. Her mom called me this morning, asking if I'm stressed or if something's wrong. I said, "Just busy. Nothing to worry about." Lila overheard and snapped, "Stop lying to my family." I just shrugged and went to the garage. She's hiding stuff now too. Her jewelry's gone from the dresser, and she's keeping her laptop in a locked bag. She even moved her makeup to the guest room. She asked again about Whiskers, saying, "If we ever go our separate ways, you wouldn't keep him from me, right?" I said, "Whiskers is my guy. He's not going anywhere." Her face tightened, and she walked away. She's also been checking the mail obsessively, like she's expecting something from the bank. I said, "Anything interesting?" She just glared and said, "Mind your own business." The vibe in the house is like walking through a thunderstorm waiting for lightning to strike. Every word's loaded. Every glance is a challenge. She tried to get me to go to a barbecue with Tara and some friends, probably to keep up appearances. I said, not feeling it. She yelled about me being antisocial, then slammed the front door on her way out. Tara texted me, saying I'm making Lila miserable. I didn't respond. Lila came back late, didn't say a word, just went to bed with her phone clutched tight. I'm documenting everything now, texts, receipts, even screenshots of her laptop when she leaves it open. I'm not waiting for her to make the first move. She thinks she's got me cornered, but I'm already halfway out the door. I'm ready for whatever she throws next, and I'm not letting her take what's mine. I'll keep you posted when the storm finally breaks. Things are coming to a head now, and I'm ready for it. It's been 2 weeks since I heard Lila scheming with Tara to take everything and leave me in the dust, and I've been moving like a man on a mission. Whiskers is still my sidekick, sleeping on the couch with me, is purring the only thing keeping me grounded. The house feels like a chessboard, and Lila's starting to realize I'm not just a pawn. She's getting frantic, and I'm not backing down. I've got my stuff secured, my accounts locked, and my plan in place. It's just a matter of time before this all blows up. Lila's not even trying to hide her moves anymore. She's leaving notes around the house about fresh starts and new chapters, like she's rehearsing her exit speech. I found a printed email from a divorce lawyer in her purse when she left it open on the counter. It was about protecting assets and securing the property. She's also been texting Tara nonstop, and I caught a glimpse of one message. He's clueless. I'll get the house and be done. Clueless? That's what she thinks. I've been one step ahead, moving my belongings to Nate's storage unit, my tools, my records, my camping gear, even the microwave I bought because Lila hated the old one. I told her I was donating stuff to a charity drive, and she just waved me off, too busy scrolling her phone. I've cleared out almost everything that's mine. The living room looks bare without the TV and speakers, and the garage is empty without my toolbox. Whiskers' toys and bed are at Nate's, and I've been sneaking his food out in small batches. Lila finally noticed the missing coffee maker and freaked out, yelling, "Where's all our stuff, Tom?" I said, "Guess it's just old and breaking down." She stormed around, checking cabinets, muttering about me being irresponsible. I just shrugged and went to mow the lawn. I've also moved all my money to my personal account, paid off my truck loan, and canceled a joint credit card we barely used. The joint account has just enough for one more round of bills. I called the bank to confirm the house deed is in my name, and I updated the insurance to make sure nothing's slipping through the cracks. Lila's unraveling. She tried to start a big fight last night, saying we need to talk about our future and maybe live apart for a while. I said, if that's what you want, go for it. She got red in the face, screaming, "You don't even care about us." I just said, "You've got your plans, Lila. I'm just along for the ride." That shut her up, but she slammed the bedroom door so hard the frame rattled. Whiskers hissed and hid under the table. Later, she called Tara, crying, saying I'm sabotaging her life. Tara showed up an hour later, banging on the door, yelling that I'm a coward for stonewalling Lila. I said, I'm just letting her do her thing. Tara called me a jerk and left. Lila didn't come out of the bedroom all night. Her mom's been calling daily now, leaving voicemails about how Lila's falling apart, and I need to be a man. I called her back once, said, Lila's fine, just stressed. We're working it out. Lila overheard and tried to grab my phone, saying, stop lying to her. I pulled it back, and she shoved me, hard. I stepped away, said, don't do that again. She backed off, but her eyes were wild, like she's losing control. She's hiding everything now, her jewelry, her laptop, even her car keys. She asked again about Whiskers, saying she'd take him to her mom's for a bit. I said, he's staying with me. End of story. She stormed out, didn't come back for hours. I'm documenting every move, photos of what's left in the house, screenshots of her texts when she leaves her phone out, receipts for everything I've bought. I even recorded a quick video of the house to show what's mine and what's not. Nate's been a rock, letting me store stuff and not asking too many questions. He did say, you sure you're okay, man? I nodded, said, just getting ready. He clapped my shoulder and left it at that. Lila's checking the bank statements now, freaking out about the low balance. She tried to log into my personal account, but I changed the password. She threw a fit, saying, what are you hiding, Tom? I said, just paying bills. Check the statements if you want. She didn't, just glared and locked herself in the bathroom. The house is a war zone, silent but deadly. I'm ready for her to make her move, but I'm not waiting around. I'm taking back what's mine, piece by piece, and when she tries to pull her stunt, she'll find out I'm not the pushover she thought. I'll let you know when it all goes down. The day it all went down, I was ready. I've been moving my stuff out for weeks, locking down my money, and keeping my eyes on Lila's every move. Whiskers was with me, his stuff already at Nate's, and I'd packed my truck with the last of what's mine, my clothes, my grandpa's watch, my old guitar. The house was practically empty, just the bare bones left, and Lila was about to find out she wasn't the only one with a plan. I'm not gonna lie, part of me wanted to see her face when she realized I'd outplayed her. After hearing her laugh about taking everything, I wasn't about to let her walk away with my life. Lila was in the shower, singing like nothing was wrong, when I made my final move. I took the router, since I pay for the internet, and the last of my kitchen stuff, like the slow cooker I got for Christmas. I left the fridge with some expired yogurt and a half-empty ketchup bottle she hates. Whiskers was in his carrier, meowing but ready to roll. I wrote a note, nothing fancy, just, you wanted a clean slate, Lila. Here it is. Good luck. I locked the door, drove my truck a few blocks away, and parked to watch. Maybe it's petty, but after everything, I wanted to see her reaction. About an hour later, Lila came bursting out the front door, hair dripping, wrapped in a towel, screaming into her phone. I could hear her from my truck, yelling at Tara, "He's gone. He took everything. What am I supposed to do now?" She ran back inside, and I saw her through the window, tearing through the living room, opening drawers, shouting my name. She noticed the TV was gone, the router was missing, Whisker's bed was nowhere. She started wailing, like she was the victim. Tara showed up 15 minutes later, screeching into the driveway, storming into the house. I could hear them both yelling, Tara saying I'm unhinged, Lila crying that I stole her life. Stole her life? That's a good one. Lila called my mom, of all people. I didn't answer, but Mom left a voicemail, sounding worried, saying Lila's hysterical and maybe I should come talk it out. I texted her back. I'm fine, Mom. I'll explain later. Then Lila spotted my truck down the street. She came charging over, barefoot, towel slipping, screaming, "What's wrong with you, Tom? You trying to destroy me?" I rolled down the window, calm as could be, and said, "We're done, Lila. You got the house. That's what you wanted." She tried to grab my arm through the window, but I pulled back. She swung at me, missed, then started crying, saying I'd regret this. Tara ran up, yelling that I'm a loser who runs from problems. I just said, "Take care of your girl, Tara." I started the truck, Whiskers meowing in the passenger seat, and drove off. Nate was at his place when I got there, helping me unload. He didn't ask much, just said, "You good?" I nodded, gave Whiskers some treats, and sent Nate a picture of him chilling on a blanket. Lila's mom called me twice, first all sweet, saying we could work this out, then angry, saying I'd abandoned Lila when she needed me. I didn't answer. Lila tried to change the locks on the house, but it's my name on the deed, and the locksmith wouldn't touch it without my okay. I went back later for a few stray things, and Tara was there, acting like I was a burglar. Lila tried to block me, yelling about how I'm heartless. I said, "Move, Lila." She pushed me, but I just stepped around her. Tara said they'd call the cops. I laughed, said, "Go for it." They didn't. Lila's been telling everyone I lost it, that I took everything and left her with nothing. Half her friends cut me off. The other half texted, asking what happened. I just said, "Ask Lila." Nate's got my back, and my mom's starting to get it after I told her the short version. Lila texted me, begging to talk, saying we could fix this if I'd be reasonable. I said, "No thanks. You want it out, you're out." She said she'd sue me for the house. I said, "Try it." She didn't reply. She thought she'd walk away with everything, but I made sure she got nothing but an empty shell. I've got Whiskers, my stuff, and my peace of mind. That's enough for now. I'll let you know how the dust settles. It's been 5 years since I walked away from Lila in that house, and I never thought I'd be circling back to tell the rest of this story. Life's moved on, and I'm not the same guy who sat in his truck watching Lila lose it. Whiskers is still kicking, though he's slower now, mostly napping by the window instead of chasing his toy mouse. I'm not here to gloat or dwell, but something happened last week that made me think it's time to close this chapter for good. If you've been through something like this, you'll know it never fully leaves you. It just gets quieter. I'm renting a small place a couple towns over. Nothing fancy, just a one-bedroom with a porch where Whiskers likes to sunbathe. My furniture's a mix of thrift store finds and stuff Nate didn't want anymore. Nate swings by with his girlfriend sometimes, and we grill burgers in the backyard. I haven't dated much, not because I'm hung up on Lila, but because I'm not into jumping through hoops for anyone. Every now and then, I get a random message from someone who knew us, asking if I'm that Tom from Lila's drama. I just say, "Yeah, that's me," and move on. Sometimes I see old photos pop up online, and it's like looking at a stranger's life. Lila didn't keep the house. She couldn't handle the taxes and upkeep, and it got foreclosed on about a year after I left. I heard through Nate's girlfriend, who ran into Tara at a coffee shop, that Lila moved in with her mom for a while, then got a small apartment somewhere. I don't know, and I don't care. The divorce was a mess. She dragged it out, tried to claim I hid money, which was laughable since all my stuff was in Nate's storage unit. She even tried to get Whiskers, saying she deserved him. I told the judge. She didn't even clean his litter box. Whiskers stayed with me. The house was sold off to cover debts, so neither of us got it. Fine by me. I didn't want it anyway. Lila's friends still paint me as the bad guy, but most people just drifted away. I see Tara sometimes at the grocery store, and she glares like I ruined her life, too. Once, she accidentally bumped my cart and kept walking. I just chuckled. Nate's been my rock, never questioning my choices. My mom took a while to come around, but after I explained everything, she got it. My dad's the emotional one, always calling to check in, leaving voicemails about how he's proud of me. It's sweet, but it gets old when he's tearing up at 1 in the morning. Last week, though, something shifted. I got a call from my dad, mid-afternoon, which isn't his usual time. He was choking up, not his normal sappy tears, but something heavier. He said, "Tom, Lila called me. She's struggling, says you destroyed her life, left her with nothing. I just want you to know I love you, and I'm sorry I didn't have your back more when it happened." He hung up, no goodbye, just sniffles and silence. I sat there, phone in hand, not mad, not sad, just done. Lila must have thought she could guilt my dad into making me fix her mess. Typical. I texted him, "I'm good, Dad. Don't worry. See you at dinner." He sent a thumbs up emoji, and that was that. Lila's always been about control, about feeling like the world owed her because her family had it rough. Her mom raised her to think everyone's out to get you, so you've got to get them first. That's why she thought she could charm or cry her way into keeping the house and leaving me broke. But I saw through it, and I walked away before she could. I'm not angry anymore, not smug either, just settled. I lost some friends, sure, but I've got Whiskers, Nate, my family. That's enough. People ask sometimes if I'd ever give Lila another shot, if she changed. I just laugh. Change for what? To play the same game again? No thanks. I still think about that night I heard her laughing with Tara, planning to take it all, and it reminds me I did what I had to. Time doesn't heal everything, but it makes the noise fade. I've got my little place, my cat, my buddy dropping by with beers. It's not a fairy tale, but it's mine. If you're reading this and you're stuck in something like this, don't be the guy who waits for someone to save you. Stand up, take what's yours, and let the rest sort itself out. Thanks for sticking with my story. I'm done looking back now.